like 128.
I heard you. You hit record before I could say anything. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Off the Chest of Timothy Regal, episode 128. I am, of course, a member of the Pro Wrestling Intelligentsia, Mr. Timothy Regal.
You stole that from Voices, didn't you?
I stole it from Joe Lanza. Joe Lanza's the leader of the Pro Wrestling Intelligentsia.
Why don't you come up with your own thing?
You don't like any catchphrase I've ever come up with.
Because none of them are original!
Fuck you! And of course, the man that I am currently yelling at, who's a pain in the ass, is the 7-star mind, the leader of the Academy, Mr. Alex McCarthy. Alex, it's been a pretty fun weekend. Well, with the exception of my automobile issues.
I've driven back and forth to Rock Island 18 times. It's been great.
Oh, you've not 18 times, like 3 times. The continued issues of, folks, don't ever get in a car accident, whether it's your fault or not, because the insurance is just gonna fuck you. That's what I'm gonna tell you. But it was a fun weekend. I suppose we should probably start out talking about some SCWPro action.
Was there any wrestling on Friday?
Was there?
What did I do Friday?
What did I do Friday night? I sat at home and what did I watch Friday? I can't remember what I watched on Friday.
I legitimately don't remember what I did Friday. My in-laws arrived.
Oh, remember Friday I got sick.
Oh yeah.
So I literally slept most of Friday and then woke up and watched I think Orange is the New Black. That's what I did. Your in-laws came into town for the show.
Yeah.
Of course, Margaret's mother, Mary Jo, huge fan of SCWPro.
Yes.
And as is her dad. But they come.
Margaret's dad, not Mary Jo's dad.
Yeah, Margaret's dad. They drive all the way from
Fort Dodge
to come to shows. So
yep.
Thank you to them for that.
Yep.
But no, Saturday we headed out to our home base of the Walcott Coliseum to take in SCWPro Red, White, and Bruised at the end of July.
Why you gotta be like that?
That was a running joke the whole day. It was like we're holding Red, White, and Bruised on the last Saturday of July.
Boomerang's got a streaming app?
Huh?
Boomerang's got a streaming app?
What is Boomerang? Oh, the old
classic
cartoons.
Yeah.
But it was a fun night. What are your overall estimates of the show?
How the fuck are we gonna top that in 6 weeks at anniversary?
Oh,
I mean, we will. Don't get me wrong, we will. But my initial reaction, looking at that card and watching those matches, how the fuck? What does Sean Morrow have in mind? What do the powers that be have in mind? What are they gonna do?
It's gonna be interesting because there is a lot of stuff to unpack from Red, White, and Bruised. But
without question,
we kicked it off with
fucking Hoss battle.
A Hoss battle. Johnny Wisdom, Midwest Strong Style, trying to challenge for the Iowa Wrestling Championship, held by Steve Manners. We weren't there, but we should congratulate Steve Manners on a successful title defense.
Yeah.
At Pro Wrestling Revolver on Friday night, as he defeated Eric Cannon, Caleb Connolly, and our boy old Mance Warner.
Have you ever had a conversation with Mance?
Unfortunately, no.
How can you call him your boy?
We've gone back and forth on Twitter a few times.
Oh.
We're Twitter buddies. He actually follows me on Twitter. So
I'm sure you're on mute.
No, he's actually liked and responded to stuff I have tweeted randomly that he wasn't even tagged in. So I'm not on mute. So Mancer's cool. It's my boy.
Hear that, guys? That's what makes you cool. Following Timothy Regal on Twitter at SCWRegal444.
And you should follow at One Real Smart Alex to follow Alex. And if you want to follow the show,
that doesn't make you cool.
And if you want to follow the show so you can know when we drop a new episode, or if we need to put up a poll, which we may never put up another poll again because
we still haven't done 89.
Last one. We're gonna have to do it. So we're just gonna do it, not tell anybody, and be like, "Hey, guess what? We finally finished this." No. So yeah, our boy Steve Manders defeated our
man called Steve.
Defeated Manser, Caleb Conley, and Eric Cannon for his first title defense. So
yeah.
Big
Was
win.
it Caleb Conley? I thought it was John Schuyler.
Or it was John Schuyler. Okay, you're right. I was wrong. Sorry about that. For some reason, when I saw the video, I thought it was Caleb Conley. Caleb Conley has short hair. John Schuyler has long hair. Both literally from the same area and same home promotion. That's why I get them confused a lot.
Wow.
But no. So it sounded like a pretty good Revolver show. Unfortunately, you had to work till like 5, so we originally had planned to attend.
Yep.
But then you realized it was the last day at camp week. So.
Yep.
Before we get into SCWPro, I do want to just really quickly shout out. Looked like a pretty good crowd up in Waterloo at the Hall of Fame. Obviously I wasn't there. We don't have much to talk about, but it's always a good event to just shout out that hey, I love the Hall. The tradition and respect for what the Hall of Fame represents. That's all I'll say. But yeah. Okay, so back to SCWPro. Manders taking on Johnny Wisdom, and this was, and obviously everyone knows what I like about, one of the things I like, old school, hard-hitting, guys punching and just beating the tar out of each other. That's exactly what this match was. And, I mean, these guys, I actually made a joke. I said, okay, so which one of these guys is Toshiaki Kawada and which one of these guys is Mitsuhiro Misawa in this match?
Who the fuck did you make that joke to?
People.
And they said, first of all, why are you talking to me? And second, who the fuck are those guys?
Actually, no. I will tell you, one of the persons I made that joke to was Steve Manders, who actually watches old school All Japan like I do. So therefore, he understood the joke.
So you made the joke to him while he was wrestling?
No, before the match.
Oh.
Not to pull the curtain back too much and show how the sausage is made, but the guys know who they're wrestling before the show, Alex. It's not like it's a random, I don't know who I'm gonna wrestle tonight.
He didn't know until I fucking announced the name. And I didn't know until I heard the music.
You are... now we're just abusing kayfabe. That's abuse of kayfabe, in my opinion.
Kayfabe's dead, so...
No, it's not, goddammit. We just got... Okay, so me and Alex got into a huge argument on the way to the show. Literally in the car on the way to the show about kayfabe. And him and Margaret both hit me with the kayfabe is dead line. And
I think... I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know what I think because I kind of agree with some people, but the people I kind of agree with are such assholes that I feel like a dipshit agreeing with them, Jim Cornette. So, like, I agree with him about some things, but he's such a fucking dick about it that I'm like, no, I don't want to agree with you. Go fuck yourself. Like, and I think that pro wrestling works really, really, really well. It's the most fun experience for the fans as a worker, as someone involved in pro wrestling, when it is easy for the fans to suspend their disbelief. However, where do you draw that fucking line? And that is something that we've struggled with because we live in a world with absolutely no privacy. There's no line. There's fucking social media. There's fucking, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Where do you draw the line between your wrestling persona and what people see at the shows and fucking your actual human being self? Which is what's going on, because according to Jim Cornette, if you're a babyface and you see a heel at the Walmart, you need to go to aisle 9, grab a knife, and stab that motherfucker, because you fucking hate each other, and if you're not, you're killing my goddamn business!
I feel like we've discussed this a lot lately on the show.
Well, because fucking Cornette's getting himself over with his fucking archaic ass attitude because the fucking gatekeeper, old white wrestling fans that like wrestling the way it used to be fucking want to keep everybody else out of wrestling, which, makes a whole fuck ton of sense from a business standpoint. We want to keep these people out of wrestling and keep wrestling just for these people because it's fucking wrestling. We like the wrestling. It's fucking stupid.
How we got there from Johnny Wisdom and Steve
I love Johnny Wisdom and Steve Manders.
And these are two guys
But except I hate Johnny Wisdom because he's a fucking heel. And I think if we were alone in a parking lot, he'd stab me.
I mean, if you besmirch the Alabama Crimson Tide, you might. That I will not.
So, but where do you draw the line?
I
I shouldn't say nice things about Johnny Wisdom because he's a heel. Kayfabe.
Oh, boy.
Fuck Johnny Wisdom. He's a heel. Fuck him.
This was... It's your mailman. Like, what the hell was that?
My mailman's a heel. Fuck him, too.
For interrupting our podcast.
How dare you? You're a heel.
No. This was one of my...
Wait a minute. I'm a heel at SCW, or a heel at 3XW, a babyface at SCW. How does that work? Fuck. I'm having a fucking identity crisis right here in the goddamn podcast. Long live kayfabe. Who the fuck am I? I don't know.
God damn it.
Well, what? No. Kayfabe's alive. Protect kayfabe. Protect the business.
Is Mark Storm still listening to the show? Because if he is...
No, he doesn't listen to this show.
He gave up on us a long time ago.
He gave up on you because there wasn't a format.
Oh,
he hated how random it was.
I was trying to talk about SCW and we just threw the format out the fucking window.
You fucking brought it up!
Oh, God. No, I made a comment about talking to Steve Manders and then it turned into this fucking shit. We cannot keep this fucking show on topic ever. Fuck! Oh, God. This is why people listen to us, because this fucking shit happens. This is why the people that listen to us... Ankle's fucking probably driving a mail truck laughing hysterically right now. Zach's probably fucking laughing his ass off. Fuck! Anyway, can we talk about SCW Red, White, Bruised?
Maybe.
Okay, so, Manders versus Johnny Wisdom. Awesome fucking hard-hitting match. Two guys that look like they belong in 1993 All Japan. Fucking just beating the shit out of each other. Chops and fucking punches and kicks and fucking everything. Jim Cornette would have loved this fucking match, goddammit. It was old school.
Yeah.
These are two of the hardest hitting motherfuckers.
I'm sure he would have found something to complain about to get himself over.
No, not in this match. Trust me, there's plenty of... There's one person in particular I've walked up to at an SCWPro show and said Jim Cornette fucking hates your guts just because he's an entertaining motherfucker. But it wasn't either of these two guys. So, no. Johnny Wisdom and fucking Steve Manders are awesome. They're great. I love them. Manders is the fucking man, and he's going to go win the fucking Futures Tournament this weekend at the SCI, which...
Manders is the man, unless I'm at 3XW, and then Manders sucks, and I like Johnny. But if I'm at SCW, then I like Manders, and Johnny sucks.
Alright. So then...
Hey, babe.
So, after that great match, we got the headliner, Big Match Jah, coming to the ring, calls out the 6-star asshole, JT Energy.
Who I liked for like a month and a half.
And JT
I don't like him again.
JT, as he's calling out JT, we get a video on the video board from JT Energy.
Where else are we going to get a video? Regal, hold up your phone. We're showing the video on your phone. It's a promo.
So we get a video from JT Energy claiming that SCWPro has become a hostile work environment
because of kayfabe. This guy heels and babyfaces in the same locker room.
God damn it. Eric Braver
Cornboy pulled a knife on him.
Eric Braver crotch over here's this. We're going to get so yelled at.
Why? Do you want a kayfabe or do you want a not kayfabe?
God damn it.
Make up your mind.
You motherfucker. But so JT claims that it's a hostile work environment due to the threats made by Big Match Jah. I pointed out that if you're the guy swinging chairs at people's head, you're the one going to say that it's a hostile and unsafe working environment when you're the guy swinging chairs. I don't get that, but as this video is playing, out of nowhere came the aptly named Sabotage.
I just want that to be what happens with Sabotage every time.
That's his gimmick now.
Let that. Like, you think you're going to get a match with somebody else, so like, oh, actually, your match with me just got
Sabotage. I actually like this idea. But Sabotage tried to jump Jah from behind, but Jah was, because keep on, Jah wasn't even in his gear.
No, he had on some boots and
John's in like tennis shoes, workout pants, and a
they
t-shirt.
weren't tennis shoes. He was wearing some very nice designer boots, but not wrestling boots, just like dress boots, some jeans, and a Big Match Jaw t-shirt available on luchaliber.com.
Did you meet Lucha Liber?
I've met Lucha Liber before.
Okay. He was at the show. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I was too busy. But no, our good
you
buddy.
Didn't know, because he makes t-shirts for JT Energy and the Brewster brothers and other people and Bruceman and Jared Thumb.
A lot of our SCW.
So you weren't sure if he was a babyface or a heel. So you didn't know if you were supposed to love him or hate him. So you just ignored him for the sake of kayfabe.
Are you gonna?
Because Timothy Regal is the kayfabe crusader.
Are you gonna?
That should be your new intro. I'm the kayfabe crusader. Timothy Regal, protect the fucking business, baby. I'm stabbing heels and kissing baby faces all night long. Lipstick in one hand and a knife in the other. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Are you gonna fucking keep this up the entire fucking show?
Maybe. I'm pretty entertained.
God damn you.
Oh, shit.
Fucking A.
It's probably gonna be the last episode.
No, we've said that how many fucking times?
Oh, I can dream, can't I?
Fuck. Yeah. Just because you're on that other fucking show. Which, I'm gonna say this. Next week's show, that show might be lit.
Although they gave you an accolade.
Oh, really?
Week. Yes.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it dropped last night, so
I'm afraid of what accolades those guys give me.
They said you might actually have the shittiest wrestling podcast.
Well, the rate we're going today, that's probably correct.
Although I'm on both, so I don't know what that says about me.
So we were talking about Big Match Jaw before you decided to do what you're doing today.
Sabotage is a heel. In Des Moines, I like him, but in Walcott, fuck him.
Anyway, Jah defeats Sabotage, and then coming in from the blind side, apparently running in through the front door, JT Energy with a steel chair. Thankfully, Jah turned around in time this time, ducks the chair, goes for the super kick. JT Energy gets out of the ring and immediately goes running out the front door again.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, Jah has not gotten his hands on JT Energy yet.
No.
I cannot wait. That's going to happen eventually, and it's going to be excellent when it does. After that, we had the team of Dion Roosman and Robin Steele, the tag team champions, taking on
Infamy.
Representing
Infamy.
Taking on the Brewster brothers.
Yep.
With Daryl.
Yep.
And what's the wrench's name now?
You just told me. I didn't know the wrench had a name.
The wrench has a name.
Did you say Darlene?
Darlene, yes. Daryl and Darlene.
Is that also his girlfriend or?
Never
mind. I don't want to go there.
I don't want to know what Chuck Brewster's doing with
No.
God damn it.
All right.
Oh boy.
Edit that out.
You're the editor and you don't edit shit.
Kayfabe.
Fuck. We need to hire Tad. You told me we can't afford Tad, damn it.
We can't afford Tad. You don't even pay me. How you gonna afford Tad?
If anybody on this fight should be getting paid, it's me.
I do all the fucking work. It's my equipment.
It's my fucking name of the title.
Yeah, because you fucking conned everybody into thinking you're relevant. Been doing that for 19 fucking years now. No, not 19.
But the Brewster brothers, man.
15.
I love these kids. I love these boys. Good old corn-fed farm. I call them farmer strong. They've been lifting the hogs and lifting the cows, and so they're able to lift. One of them was able to lift up Dion Roosman.
That was Chuck.
Chuck did that. Chuck's a big old boy.
What they told me. This is what Chuck said, and then Buck said no. It's Bald Buck and Sexy Chuck.
Well, and they literally fit into your perfect team because one of them has a mullet and the other one's bald. So
how does that make them my perfect team?
Isn't that been your thing lately? The hairstyles, you either bald or have long hair.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I said that bald is the 80s is the
2019 equivalent of a mullet.
Yes.
But they have a bald guy and a guy with a mullet. A guy with an amazing mullet.
It really is.
Move
over Brian Pillman.
I was going to say, the only person who has a better mullet might be Brian Pillman Jr. at this point.
I think I like Chuck's better.
Well, Chuck's is cleaner. Brian's a little more crazy. But,
yeah.
But no, the Brewster brothers almost, I thought they had it. But then, apparently, Buck cannot come off the top rope like he's supposed to. This caused them a delay, and Infamy picks up the win with a beautiful lung blower into the spear. I love how these guys are working variations into that Roosman spear, and if you get hit with it, you're dead. That's all there is to it.
Dead.
Then,
you know what I don't like about Infamy?
They beat up the Brewster brothers after the match for no reason, including Joe Asa coming randomly into the ring.
They're heels. Now I'm a babyface.
Up next, we had Jordan Marsden, the Traveler.
The Huntsman.
The
Traveler.
I don't know.
What?
But he was taking on the guest on Booze, Brawls, and Brave, which you can hear now.
Yes, if you want to stop listening to this podcast, you can hear it right now.
Which we don't blame you.
Do you think anybody, listens to multiple podcasts at the same time?
I don't know how you would do that.
Two different devices.
I listen on 1.5 speed on podcasts, but I don't really try to listen to 2 podcasts at the same time. No, it was Jordan Marsden taking on the guest on Booze, Brawls, and Brave, and I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard it's a hell of an interview.
Can't believe you haven't listened to it yet. It's been up for 24 hours.
The Corn Boy.
Yes.
And Corn Boy, of course, he was feeling corny. He ate a bunch of corn. He lost an ear. I just stole your thunder, didn't I?
You've never had your own material in your life. The only thing you've literally ever done in professional wrestling is hold yourself up on a goddamn ring post. That is it. And you have hung around, ripped off other people. When you were a manager, you ripped off Simon Dean. When you were a merch seller, you ripped off Don West. When you were a commentator, you rip off everybody. As a podcaster, you rip off Bruce Pritchard, Conrad Thompson, Joe Lanza. You rip off people haven't even heard of. You don't have an original bone in your body. If I didn't know better, I think somebody played Operation with other people's bones to put you together.
You think they could have done some lipo stuff?
You're a jigsaw puzzle human being. You don't have an original bone in your body. Fucking call you Jigsaw. Which you like, because that was already somebody else too.
That guy's an awesome wrestler, too.
Shut up. Don't talk on this podcast.
Okay, I will not talk on my own podcast.
If you want to subscribe to our Patreon, I will edit a version of the podcast where I edit out all of Timothy Regal's talking.
Now that might be something that people would pay for.
For only $500 on our Patreon, the $500 tier, you can get off the chest every week without Regal.
Are you serious?
It's like Garfield without Garfield.
Serious question. If we started a Patreon,
ain't nobody would fucking pay a goddamn penny.
Oh God,
we should be paying them to listen to this shit. God.
You should. Oh.
Send your Venmo requests to @SCWRegal444. By the way, do you have Venmo?
Can we? So Corn Boy wins. Alex has the great line when Corn Boy lost an ear of corn on the way to the ring that he lost his ear, shades of Mick Foley. I'll give you credit for the line because it was funny.
Oh, wow, yeah. Plagiarist. You're a plagiarist.
I don't even know what that means.
Means you're a plagiarizer. Means you don't have an original idea.
Are you speaking English?
I hate you so much. Of course you don't know what fucking plagiarism means. You wrote the book, but you wrote the book on plagiarism. Being a plagiarist.
Can we get to talk about the next match and be serious for a minute? Because I really do want to talk about it. Benjamin Carter versus Dante Leone. These two guys absolutely tore it up.
It was an excellent match.
First off, Benjamin Carter, I love this kid because and you would have defended kayfabe. God damn it, this kid gets heat.
Yeah.
Literally the second he opens his mouth, I mean he is British, so it's you get that reaction of Man, I don't know what's going on. He don't talk like us. He sounds like one of them uppity British people, and I don't know if I can. I don't want to be around that.
I heard somebody tried to stab him in the parking lot.
That might be. I don't think. Why would they do that? It wasn't that bad.
Jim Cornette's dreams, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what it used to mean to be a heel.
I did once have somebody take a steel chair to a parking lot. They were going to hit me when I came out of the building. That actually did happen.
Can I buy that guy a beer?
Benjamin Carter taking on the QC Cup holder, Dante Leone. These guys have built this matchup pretty good, and it did not disappoint. Two absolutely amazing athletic guys. Benjamin Carter also going to be in the SCI Futures Tournament. So,
how did he land that?
He's been wrestling in the Tennessee and Georgia area. Because that's where he normally resides. He's been up here for a few months, but
where does he work down there?
I think Action Wrestling is one of them. Maybe AWE. I've seen him on a couple shows. He's on a couple shows on IWTV. I know that. Okay. Because I did look it up. Can
you search for people on IWTV?
Unfortunately, no. I wish they would add that.
Yeah.
But no, but Benjamin Carter, this kid, and like I said, we've only seen him a couple of times. Your dryer is a heel, by the way. Benjamin Carter is an absolutely amazing performer. Like I said, he graduated from Black and Brave, went because and I'm just gonna. There's a reason he's down there. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna break the kayfabe too much, but he's been working down in the Tennessee, Georgia area. This kid is absolutely one of the best technical wrestlers I think he's come out of Black and Brave. This kid's excellent. If you get a chance, if you're ever seen him, if you haven't seen him at SCWPro, if you see him, I'm hoping he's going to be coming back more often now, because him and Dante Leone absolutely tore it up, just like he and Travis Titan did at the Beer Stube. Probably one of the most awesome matches of the night, and just back and forth, super fast paced match. Dante gets the win with the Dante's Inferno. Dante Leone building a hell of a QC Cup run up, and this match was just excellent.
Absolutely.
After intermission, which was pretty busy, there was a really long line at the merch table.
Oh, yes.
Margaret was very popular.
I mean, I like her. Unless I'm in 3XW and then no, I'm just kidding.
Damn it. No, did I tell you I legitimately thought that, I'm like, there were so many people around the merch table, I couldn't even see TJP.
Yeah.
So I walked up to Merrick Brave, I said, is TJP not coming out to sign autographs and do photos? He goes, dude, what do you think that big ass line at the merch table is? I went, oh, it's so big I can't even see him. Okay. No. But obviously, there was a massive line of people to get to meet our special guest for the night, and they were, from what I can tell, they were definitely not disappointed, as I will share later. We had a 5-way to determine the number one contendership after that. It was Crotch, Mason Beck, Joe Asa, JP Finger, and Xander Killen.
Are you pulling up the results from cagematch.net?
No, I got them on my phone, actually.
Oh, I fucking take the time to email cagematch.net to get them up in a reasonable amount of time, and you can't even use the work that I do for you?
I've been writing them all down, and I forgot my notebook, so I had them in a notepad on my phone. Because I've been trying to keep a little bit better records of stuff. But no, this really good match. Xander Killen, I do want to say, I'm liking his new haircut.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. He's bald just like you.
Reminds me a lot of myself, except I don't have an ugly beard, and I am much better looking. You
couldn't grow facial hair if your life depended on it.
And I'm much better looking than Xander Killen. But that doesn't take a whole lot, to be honest.
You're so rude.
But Xander Killen looked in great shape these days, and the bald head definitely does suit him. This match basically revolving around guys trying to take out the big man, Mason Beck. I was shocked. Mason Beck was the first guy eliminated out of this match.
Yep.
Then, unfortunately, Xander Killen got his surgically repaired knee ran into the steps, and as a precautionary measure, was actually removed by the officials from the match.
Yep.
I can thankfully report that it was just some tenderness and some tightness, and thankfully he is okay.
Yep.
Then it came down.
But if he wasn't, fuck him, because he's a heel. I'm a babyface.
This is becoming one of those jokes that every time you do it, it's just getting less funny.
It's not a joke, kayfabe.
God damn it.
I gotta protect the business. There might be a mark listening.
Well, yeah, there is. I'll listen back.
What?
I'll listen back, so.
You are a pretty big mark. Remember when there was a time when that would have really bothered you? You've grown a little bit. I mean, well, in terms of, I don't know.
But
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Match came down to Crotch and Joesa. Joesa picked up the victory.
Mm-hmm.
So he is the number 1 contender to the SCWPro title.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to a match between the Shug and Connor Braxton in a no DQ battle.
Yep.
This match got insane right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
When all of us, the Shug got right into a wall.
He sure did.
Like you said, you thought he was gonna. You were worried there for a second he was gonna end up on East Bryant Street.
I did.
These guys. I mean, there is just pure unadulterated hatred here at this point in this feud. And unfortunately, this match, Mason Beck, of course, the party pooper, comes to the ring, helps Braxton, as it's a no DQ match, and then they proceed to start beating down on the Shug. Mason Beck gave a Beck bomb to referee Larry Lemons.
Which,
is Larry still alive? Do we have confirmation on that? Because it looked like he was dead.
I don't know anybody that talks to him, to be perfectly honest.
Somebody squeeze a lemon and find out if Larry's still alive. I don't know.
Is that how you communicate with him? Is that how you communicate with him?
Yes, he talks by squeezing lemons.
Jeez. Oh, jeez.
And then, so security runs in.
Yep.
They
did.
Yeah, and they got destroyed.
They did.
Then Cornboy and the Brewster brothers came to try to come and help out. They got destroyed.
They did.
Everybody's getting laid out. At this point, Braxton and Beck start talking very rudely to one Merrick Brave.
Mm-hmm.
And, actually, you and Sean tried to hold Merrick back.
We tried our best.
It's one of those things. There's only so much a man can take.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all know Merrick Brave's had reconstructive neck surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to just stand there idly by and let his get talked down to and then let one of his best friends get beaten on.
Right.
He grabs the steel chair.
Yep.
Finally chases Beck and Braxton off.
Yep.
I mean, I'm legitimately worried about what's going to happen if we let Beck and Braxton continue at this point. This is... Something's got to give. Somebody's got to put a stop to these guys. I don't know who it's going to be, but goddamn it.
He's going to be the Shug.
Hopefully, well, the way it keeps going, it looks like the Shug's going to need a little help. I'll just say, we need, like I said, we might have to call the Army, the National Guard, the Coast Guard, everybody, to get rid of these two.
Quite possibly.
But then after that, we had the match that, the second, I called, you were on the road.
I was on the road.
I called you, because I could not believe it when I saw this announcement, that Travis Titan was going to take on the former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, the winner of the Cruiserweight Classic, the former X Division Champion, former, New Japan Junior, every guy that's been everywhere in the world, wrestled everybody, Mr. TJ Perkins. This match not only met my expectations, it exceeded them. This showed how great of a wrestler TJP is, and
how great of a wrestler Travis Titan is,
and how just amazing Travis Titan is. These two guys went hold for hold, move for move, some excellent back and forth, just technical wrestling, the agility and as I said, the body control that TJP has is almost unparalleled in professional wrestling. The things that he can do, the way he can counter and maneuver into certain holds, turning. One of my favorite things was when he applied a Muda lock and then turns it around, bridges up into a pin. He's the only person I've ever seen be able to do that. The only person I can think of that might come close would be Zack Sabre Jr. Sure. But no, TJP came in, him and Titan had this amazing match, and Titan beats TJP in the middle of the ring with the Titan's cross. If you didn't see this, if you weren't there live, first off, shame on you because you should have been. Go out of your way. Get to the next time you're at an SCWPro show. Get to Margaret at the merch table. Buy this DVD and see this match because it needs to be seen by everyone in the world because it was excellent, amazing, technical wrestling. I loved every bit of this. Travis Titan is becoming one of the best wrestlers in the world. This kid I've said it that night. I've said it on Twitter. I've said it everywhere. Travis Titan's a guy that should be on every goddamn independent wrestling show in the country. I'm going to stick to that. Probably one of the best I'm going to say it. Travis Titan, one of the best technical wrestlers I think SCWPro has ever seen. I can't sing the praises of this match enough.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then after the show, I actually, as things were winding down, as we were getting everything cleaned up, I got a chance to talk to TJP. I am pleased to report and vouch for all the fans and everyone who has said that TJP is an awesome guy.
Oh, you were the one that was talking to TJP so much.
You were.
I was talking to him a ton, and he's super sweet.
Margaret.
I was very impressed with his character.
Margaret, let's face it. Every guest we've ever had that comes in.
I always talked to him. I had long conversation with Vicky Guerrero. It was great.
And everyone in the world loves Margaret, so
I love working the merch table sometimes.
So easy. Margaret, the queen of the merch table, as she is. Everyone loves her. And no, I was able to slide in the conversation.
You know who doesn't love her?
Who?
Heels, because kayfabe.
This joke is not funny anymore.
I don't know what's great though. I love screaming at them. That's half the fun.
But no, TJP, awesome dude. Chill, super chill. Talked a little bit about WWE. Talked a little bit about we talked some New Japan because he's going to be in the upcoming Super J Cup. And then gave me a little bit of a scoop that he's going to be part of the Super Junior Tag League.
Who's he going to be teaming with?
He didn't say. That I don't know, but I know he's going to be part of the Super Junior
Tag League. Maybe Shota Umino.
Shota's not a junior.
Oh, he's not?
I'm kind of hoping...
All the Young Boys juniors?
I'm kind of hoping maybe a reunion of his first New Japan tag team.
What's that?
Rocky Romero.
Oh, that'd be good.
So, kind of hoping maybe him and Rocky as a team would be great. He told me I mentioned Rocky. He loves Rocky. He said Rocky. He's like, Rocky's my big brother. I love Rocky. No, we were talking New Japan. He was asking. We talked about the kind of the history of SCW. He said he did applaud SCW. He said we run a great operation, great venue, great fans. He was impressed by everything that he saw. So, just want to send a shout out. Thank you to TJP for coming in, being a guest at SCWPro. It's always great when we get super cool people to come in.
Hell yeah.
Guys that have been well traveled all over the world, and then they see what SCWPro brings, and I'll put it out there. SCWPro, one of the best independent wrestling promotions in the Midwest.
Without question.
And I'll put our show and our roster up against anyone.
Heck yeah.
Should we talk about... Between the two of us, we've seen the entire Americanrana show.
Yes, we have.
Sunday, obviously, I was working. I caught the end. Alex caught the beginning. So, but the 5.5 hour long Beyond Wrestling Americanrana show.
And I don't hear anybody giving them heat about how long it was either.
Because if you entertain the crowd and you keep things fresh and you keep things moving... Nobody complains about how long a show is.
There were people that were complaining about the length of Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen, because some of the matches drug. That was that was the way they. Especially two of those matches did not need to be as long as they were. I've everybody says I'm an AEW, all nothing they can do no wrong. I've openly said that Fight for the Fallen was my least favorite show they've ran, and that it wasn't as good. No, the thing is, what Americanrana is it is Beyond Wrestling's big show. Obviously, me and Alex have been talking since it started about how great the weekly Beyond Wrestling Uncharted Territory is that has built this show up. Americanrana has become, over the last few years, one of the biggest shows in independent wrestling in America, because unlike your Bola or your Lynam Memorial or your like King of Trios, this is a single show.
Yeah,
it's one show that brings in the best best guys basically on the East Coast and nationwide for this amazing long show. They did something they've never done before. They went to Foxwoods Casino, which is a gigantic casino complex on the East Coast. Almost 2,000 people, I believe, is what they said for this show.
Yeah.
So a huge 2,000 people for an independent show. You never get that much except out of like your Mania weekend type shows.
Right.
So a huge draw, a huge moment for independent wrestling. Beyond Wrestling is it is the premier East Coast promotion, I would say.
I would say it's in the top. I'm going to put it in the top 3 or 4. What I said, the top 3 or 4 promotions that don't have guys signed to contracts.
Yeah. And I mean, you can run down the list of guys that have been through Beyond. Matt Riddle, Zack Sabre Jr., Joey Janela, LAX, all of these guys who have... Drew Gulak was a huge part of them for several years.
Yep.
The promoter, Drew Cordero, during his speech that he gave last night, talked about how so many guys that have come through Beyond are now making $1,500,000 a year in the wrestling business because of the fan base for Beyond and because of what Beyond has done. This show was headlined by just a string of amazing matches. One of the matches that me and you both have seen, the Daisuke Sakamoto versus Chris Daisuke Sakamoto, the biggest freelance name in Japanese wrestling. And just a gigantic hoss of a man.
Is it selfish that I just want him to come over here? Somebody sign him over here.
Oh, I've said for
years. AEW, MLW.
I've said for years
maybe not WWE.
I've said for years that I want New Japan to bring this guy in for a series of matches, just because one of my dream matches.
One that won't sign a contract.
He's one of the main guys in Big Japan.
Okay.
But because Big Japan is an indie, he goes out and works other places. He's worked in All Japan. He's worked in some other places.
Sure.
In Japan, I've said if New Japan would sign him to a freelance deal, which they've kind of gotten away from in the last few years. I could imagine a Wrestle Kingdom match between Daisuke Sakamoto and Tomohiro Ishii. That is...
Or Daisuke Sakamoto and Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah. Sakamoto Ishii is probably my Japanese indie guy versus New Japan guy dream match, because it would be the most insanely hard hitting. Because in this show, he wrestled the Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson, who essentially the whole entire story arc of this first season of Uncharted Territory was him taking on, bigger guys, huge guys, to prep for this match because he won the Lethal Lottery show where he got to pick his opponent for Americanrana and called out Daisuke Sakamoto. And to build up for this, just taking on guys like the Walking Weapon Josh Alexander and Josh Briggs and, big, hoss type wrestlers that he could fight. And building to this match. And this match was everything it's supposed to be. This was two guys just beating the tar out of each other. Absolutely insane match. Again, we promoted IWTV on this show a lot because we are both subscribed to it. It is the best streaming service in wrestling. Get a promo code. They give 20-day free promo codes.
You won't regret it.
You won't regret it. Also, if you get the promo code right now, you can go back, watch this Americanrana show, which also had LAX versus the Rock and Roll Express.
No.
Or no, it was
LAX
Butcher
versus Bear Country.
LAX versus Bear Country.
Butcher and the
Blade versus
LA
Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll
Chris
Express.
Statlander versus Princess Kimberly in a cage. A 1 hour match, and I'm not going to say too much about it because Alex hasn't seen it yet. A 1 hour Iron Man match between David Starr and Joey Janela, wrapping up their epic feud that's lasted in Beyond Wrestling for about 4 years. That is absolutely the most insane. I called this a beautiful, brilliant piece of carnage candy, is what I called it. It's the most insane Iron Man match you're ever going to see. And obviously the last chapter of this feud, because Joey, as it was announced by Game Changer Wrestling, they are doing a show on September 30th called Curtain Call, the final independent appearance of Joey Janela and the final appearance in Game Changer Wrestling, because Joey Janela is one of the guys who helped put Game Changer on the map, and Game Changer, along with Joey, is one of the reasons Joey became the bad boy we have now, and is signed to All Elite Wrestling. I've actually said I think that last weekend of September you're going to see some shows that are going to be really bittersweet, because it's going to be the final appearances over the entire month of September.
So my question is, what changed?
I think
because originally
weekly TV. I think this was the plan all along. I think
so. They just lied to the fans.
No, I think they
because they absolutely said they were going to let their guys do indies still. They absolutely said that. So either they fucking lied or something changed.
I think weekly TV kind of changed that.
They had weekly TV from the beginning.
Well,
they had weekly TV before they announced any shows.
I think they were kind of fleshing out how they were going to do it, and then basically, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know either. I don't yet have a direct line to Tony Khan. Yet.
But I'm saying, honestly, I'm a little bit upset because the whole thing was we're gonna have weekly TV, and we're just gonna run Saturdays like a couple times a year, and anytime our guys don't have AEW shows, they're gonna be booked. And Tony Khan said in an interview, we're not gonna have house shows, and now they're gonna have house shows. So did they fucking lie, or did something change?
I'm not sure, but I do want to shout out, and we'll do a preview real quick here in a minute. But no, go back, watch the show. It is literally all killer, no fill. There's all killer, no fillers. I like to say, and when I say 5.5 hours, that's the live stream replay. So there are some spots. They did 2 intermissions. So yeah. I'm gonna guess probably if you fast forward those intermissions, it'll cut down to about 4 hours.
Yeah.
But great show. And then obviously you can go back if you haven't watched it. Watch the Uncharted Territory shows. They're all about 2 hours long. Just awesome wrestling. It pretty much has been my favorite thing over the course of the last 3 or 4 months.
Me too.
For professional wrestling. And then the reason I'm going to say get your promo code, because starting Wednesday on independentwrestling.tv, you will get a show live every single night, including 2 shows on Saturday. There were actually 2 shows live on Saturday this week. These guys are killing it as far as live content if you're a professional wrestling fan. And you get exposed to wrestlers you haven't seen, wrestling from all over the country. And like I said, we're not paid to do this. I would love if Dylan Hales would give us a promo code. But
what do you got to do to get a promo code?
I don't know. Maybe next time I see Dylan, I'll ask him. I'm sure we don't have enough of a listener base, unfortunately. Yeah. But no, I will promote these guys because they just deserve to be promoted. We get starting on Wednesday night. Obviously, if you get it in the next couple days and you watch Americanrana, the episode 18 of Beyond Wrestling Uncharted Territory, the last Uncharted Territory of season 1, we're saying out season 2, moving to Thursday nights in October.
Yep.
Literally going to be the night. Do you realize that is the night after the debut of AEW? So they're literally going to be one of the biggest weeks in the history of wrestling. Yeah. Because it's also when SmackDown moves to Fox. And then on Tuesday, they're doing an all-new, brand-new series called Uncharted Territory, because they are opening their own, basically, sports or wrestling arena.
Yeah.
Which was their big announcement for the future of what Uncharted Territory was going to be. So we're going to get 2 live shows every week on independentwrestling.tv starting in October from Beyond. so you're gonna literally be able to go Monday if you have IWTV and you want to watch WWE, which whatever. You'll be able to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There will literally be wrestling every day.
Because there's going to be shows on the weekend still, too.
Yeah. So, there will be live streams on the weekend. But no, these guys are killing it with live content. So, Wednesday, you get the final episode of Beyond Wrestling. And I'm assuming this is almost going to be Mystery Vortex-ish because they haven't announced any matches.
Oh, I don't know. Ask that, yeah.
I don't know if they're going to announce anything in the next couple, obviously today or tomorrow. Then, starting on Thursday, we get from Red Bank, Tennessee, and all these shows in the Tennessee area because it is Scenic City Invitational Weekend, which has become basically the biggest weekend for wrestling in the Southern Independent Territories. We get Crux Wrestling, Hey Jealousy. That's a good song, by the way. Main event, Fans Bring the Weapons, Deathmatch, Tank, my old friend Tank.
Really?
And Matt Tremont versus Kerry Awful and Jesse Butler. Jaden Newman versus Sage Phillips. Chip Day versus B-Boy. Lee Bedford versus O'Shea Edwards. Trip Cassidy versus Shotzi Blackheart. A couple other matches. And I know on that show will be the Cornbelt Cowboy, Steve Manders.
Yeah.
Then on Friday, and this is what I'm excited for this weekend, the Scenic City Invitational 2-night tournament. Like I said, this has become the signature event, I believe, for Southern Independent Wrestling. First round matches, Joey Lynch versus Anthony Henry, Jaden Newman versus AC Mack, Matt Tremont versus Brett Eisen of Southern Underground Pro,
yeah.
JD Drake versus O'Shea Edwards. Alex, JD Drake versus O'Shea Edwards.
I haven't seen enough O'Shea Edwards. He's a big guy.
He's a big son of a bitch.
Oh, why is he a son of a bitch?
I'm just saying,
is he a heel?
He's a huge guy. He wrestles certain places as a heel, certain places as a babyface.
Well, I just didn't know since you were calling him, since you're a babyface and you call him son of a bitch.
He's a big bastard. Let's just put it that way. B-Boy versus Slim J in your matchup of early 2000s indie guys that can still kick ass in the ring. Slim J, man. I love Slim J.
Yeah, I fucking loved Slim J back in the day.
Yes.
Although I used to get him mixed up with Slam Shady. Do you remember Slam Shady?
No, I've never heard of that guy. I know Slim J from Ring of Honor, so.
Yeah, Slam Shady. I did some dark matches or not dark matches, but did some early Impact.
No. Marco Stunt versus Billy Buck, Daniel Makabe versus Tony Deppen, and Kevin Koo versus Nick Iggy. I'm gonna go for an underdog here. I'm really pulling for my boy Kevin Koo. I love that kid.
He'd be great, yeah.
Obviously you got O'Shea, you got JD Drake, you got Matt Tremont. There's a lot of big names in this tournament. And then, unfortunately, I will be at work Saturday, 2 p.m., for the Future Showcase Tournament as part of Scenic City Invitational Weekend. In this tournament, featuring Bobby Flacco, Damian Tangra, Lutha X, Gnarls Garvin, Zachary Cooper, James Bandy, Kevin Giza, and the two biggest names in the show, Benjamin Carter,
yeah,
and the Cornbelt Cowboy, Steve Manders.
Yeah.
So how this tournament works is it is triple threats, 3 triple threat matches, and then the winners of those 3 triple threats go to a final match to determine the winner of the Futures Tournament. This is a big show because last year's Futures Tournament, last year was the first Futures Tournament, and the winner of that tournament was a unknown kid at the time by the name of Marco Stunt. So,
yep.
I'm hoping that Benjamin Carter or Steve Manders get the win, and I'm hoping that it works out as well for them as it did for the guy that won the first one.
Oh yeah.
Then obviously on Saturday we have night 2 of the Scenic City Invitational, which will be determined from matches on night 1. And then on Sunday afternoon, you get Southern Underground Pro from Nashville, Tennessee. Our buddy Doug Ritter's #1 local promotion. Matches for this show: Violence is Forever, Kevin Koo and Dom Guarini versus B-Boy and Daniel Makabe. Logan Stunt versus AC Mack. Cabana Man Dan versus Marco Stunt. For the Bone Storm Sup Championship, champion Brett Eisen defends against Anthony Henry, O'Shea Edwards, and James Drake. And in a grudge match, the Cornbelt Cowboy Steve Manders takes on Jaden Newman. If you have not checked out the Southern Underground Pro show, they are great wrestling shows with a very unique crowd in an awesome, cool-ass venue. It was the venue for the Game Changer show last week.
Yeah.
Called Basement East. Definitely check this out. Let me count it up really quick. If we count July 31st, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 events in August live streamed as of right now. They've been known to add stuff to the independent wrestling TV schedule on like 3 days notice. But there's 9. Obviously a lot of there's Black Label Pro with live streams. There's Freelance. There's Southern Underground. Check them out. Get a promo code. I know Beyond was a promo code. I know Foxwoods was a promo code yesterday. Just everything to look forward to. It's going to be a big weekend. It's Fair Week, Alex.
It's not fair.
There's a giant fair literally in Alex's backyard.
I still think we should set up a ring and do matches.
Dude, I've always said we should wrestle at the Mississippi Valley Fair. Can we fit the ring in your backyard?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's the tree though.
Oh.
We might just not be able to use a corner because of the tree. But obviously the Mississippi Valley Fair, one of the biggest county fairs in the country. I think it's the third biggest county fair in the country.
Really?
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
I never knew that.
Saturday night, we'll be watching the Scenic City while listening to Across Your Backyard, a live performance by Nickelback.
Look at this graph.
Look at this photograph.
Oh my God, this is
every
terrible.
time I do it makes me laugh.
Stop, the listeners.
Should we? Did you guys pull the cat out of the bag on Bruised, Balls, and Brave?
I don't think so.
Should we?
No. Why would you get to pull that cat out of the
I
bag?
don't know. But let's just say there's some special stuff going down in the McCarthy backyard this weekend. So,
backyard wrestling. McCarthy style.
What was it you called it? You were gonna start?
13th Street Extreme
13th
Hardcore
Street
Fighting.
Extreme Hardcore Fighting.
Yes.
But no, it's gonna be a fun weekend. Definitely check stuff out. Always watch wrestling.
Just watch wrestling, guys.
Yeah. That's about all I got. Alex, you got anything else?
Yeah.
When are we back in action for SCWPro? We got so many shows coming up. I can't even remember when and where.
August 9th?
At the Beer Stube.
At the Beer Stube.
Yes.
I will not be there.
You're not going to be there again?
No.
Dude, you miss all the fun.
Well, I hate fun, so it's fitting.
Did we break kayfabe too much at the Beer Stube? Is that why you won't come?
I mean, I'm on vacation, but... it's because I'm banned from the Beer Stube because I'm too serious. I heard about the shit you did. I would not want to be... I heard about the shit you did at Finger Fest. And I don't want to be associated with pro wrestling at the Beer Stube. God damn.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why did I ask?
The fucking chicken dance. If there's a fucking chicken in the ring, I'd murder it. Get some heat.
Literally sent you the video and you texted back, what the fuck is happening when that happened? Oh, boy. Beer Stube is always a fun time, folks. If you're easily offended, it may not be commentary you may not want to hear.
Especially if I'm not there,
because my
the
commentary...
only non-offensive one on commentary.
Yeah, my commentary partner when you're not there at the Beer Stube doesn't filter quite as much as me and you do.
I don't have to filter. I'm just not lewd. In general. Have you ever heard me be lewd?
Only when you're drunk.
Wow.
But, folks, always enjoy professional wrestling.
It's only about an hour.
I mean,
you don't have something you want to ramble about for 20 minutes?
No, we've already rambled about kayfabe and Cornette and enough, and that's been on the show too goddamn much lately, and I don't want to bore people.
All right, well, next week pipe dream.
Can we really make that promise anymore?
No, we can't. We shouldn't do it before I go back to school, though.
Yeah, we should. But, folks, we'll see you next week.
We'll see them?
You'll hear from us next week. I don't fucking know.
Remember when we were good at this?
When was that?
I was asking. I don't.
If you're listening to us, thank you. We love you all.
Yep.
And end scene. That means you have to stop recording. You have to stop playing your game.
This is a story all about how Regal turned the podcast world upside down. The microphone was rolling, but he wasn't there. He was looking at his phone, the Fresh Prince of Dead Air. You should have introduced yourself as the Fresh Prince of Dead Air.
You came up with that stupid name. I don't leave dead air. So, therefore, you are wrong. Would you fucking hit stop?
A lot of dead air there, Regal.